make it off these highway. Oh, won't you take me home for a minute? I swear it won't be long. Highway. Oh, won't you take me home for a minute? It's lonely on this road.
I've been lost on this highway, trying to figure out life on this road.
So anyone that's like starting like their business, right? So like starting from scratch or scaling, whatever, like what's one piece of advice, you know, anything that you've learned through the process or anything that you've learned, you know, kind of scaling out, what will you tell them? What's one thing to consider?
One thing to consider, I mean, there's just going to be a lot of ups and downs with it. It's just part of the success, right? It's a journey, right? So you're going to have hiccups along the way. I always like to think of it, not just with Airbnb, but with any businesses, it's like a train coming, but you're setting the tracks as it comes.
Yeah.
So just expect trials and tribulations as you go through it, right?
It's like any business that's like life, right? Man, like how do you feel now that you scaled out like all your systems from last year to this year, like all the success, like?
Yeah, bro.
You feel better?
Yeah, I'm loving it, bro. I got about 20 units right now. I've been able to scale pretty fast. And it's changed my life, honestly. Yeah.
Look, you here in Texas right now?
I'm in Texas eating barbecue with my boy.
Crazy, right? So it's like, man, it really goes beyond even just like an online relationship or presence, right? You become like cool with people like all over the internet and really the country. So I'm like overdue for a trip down to Florida, you know.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna take care of you when you come down to Florida too.
Most definitely, yeah.
Right now I'm in Dallas, Texas. Came to link up with my boy Josh. We're both in the Airbnb game. Right now I'm managing 20 properties. Like a year ago, I would have never thought I'd be in like a position like this, you know, just traveling to go do basically whatever.
Where else? You went to Colombia too?
Yeah, well, I was just in Colombia last week. I was in Fort Lauderdale yesterday. I'm in Dallas today, which is crazy.
Crazy 24 hours.
Flew out here just to go to Sunday Night Football, all thanks to Airbnb, basically. A year ago, I was working for a bank, corporate finance, and now I'm here all thanks to Airbnb, right? Running 20 units now, basically able to travel, provide for my family, and do everything that I need to do. So if you're a former, corporate finance employee or looking to escape the 9 to 5, get in touch with me and I'll help you guys start your own Airbnb. All right?
So how were you able to bring all your businesses together? How were you able to vertically integrate your business?
So I was able to vertically integrate my business, basically using my other businesses that I already started. I've got a private car rental business in addition to my Airbnbs and my coaching, and kind of just tying all those together really helped me scale and grow my own business and my own brand now. Right now in Central Florida, we're running a private car rental business, which includes economy cars, exotic car rentals, luxury cars. We also provide Airbnbs all throughout Central Florida, downtown Orlando, Mount Dora, Kissimmee, Davenport, all over. We're also integrating our very in-house cleaning company. So that's another way to kind of, grow our revenue and to build more cash flow.
So when you're analyzing a deal, when you're looking at a new Airbnb opportunity, right, whether it's in Florida or the Southeast or wherever, what are things that you're specifically looking for in those properties?
That'll make it a good deal?
Make it a good deal,
right?
And be highly profitable.
Right, so I look at a multitude of different things when analyzing a deal. One of the most important things that I look for is obviously the location, right? You want to be in a central location where whether you can walk, drive to places, things that are like relatively close by to you, right? You want it to be in a safe area. Another big thing is you want to go on AirDNA or Airbnb Calc, whatever research tool you're using. You want to run comps, see what your competitors are doing. Look at their calendars. Are they getting booked? What are they charging per night? To make sure that the deal is actually something you can actually make money on, maintain throughout the year, right? You want it to be cash flowing.
You want to look at the seasonality too, right? Because you got to understand with travel, in hospitality in general, there's low season, there's high season, or peak season, right? So, Florida, you guys are pretty year-round with the good weather. I would say that's,
Yeah, Florida's a good market where it stays pretty consistent all year round. Obviously, during the holiday season, we get our rush, and then in Central Florida during EDC, it goes absolutely crazy, which is in November. But when analyzing different markets, I don't know, like Arizona, there's high and low season, right? You're gonna have some months where you're just breaking even or maybe taking a little bit of a loss, but then during peak season, you'll make all your money back and, ultimately be profitable throughout the year, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we just looked at, I think, Gulf Shores outside of Mobile, Alabama. It's all kind of like one region. the other day with the client that's up in Chicago, and they were looking at investing there, and like the season swings were crazy.
Yeah, in Mobile, Alabama.
It was like 10 to 15,000 a month, in revenue. I think during peak season, and then it dropped to like 2K a month in off season. And it was like 3 to 5 bedroom homes, right? So like you have to account for that. And you got to know that, okay, if this is a secondary market, you have to be okay with it. You got to be able to manage accounting, finances, and things like that, your whole team. What is Airbnb Arbitrage?
So Airbnb Arbitrage is basically when you rent a property from the landlord, obviously get their permission for it, and then list it on a secondary platform such as Airbnb, Furnish Finder, VRBO, different things like that. You pay the owner their rent, their fixed expenses, and then everything you make after that will go straight into your pocket, right? That's just one form to make money using other people's property, right? Or you can also do co-hosting, which is essentially where you manage their property for them, and then you take a percentage off that. Those are different ways you can kind of make money using other people's property and not having to invest in your own capital or a huge amount of funds to start.
So like literally right before this meeting, we walked the property. One of my basketball clients down in Dallas, it's a two-bedroom apartment with a pool and gym and stuff like that, off limit. And so he's looking at listing it while he's in Arizona, right? So that'd be considered a co-hosting deal where we take, control of that specific property, run it for him for a fee, right? So, on average, 20% is industry average. A hookup, homie hookup or whatever would be like 10 to 15%. And then like a super luxury property, you want to charge 30 to 35% for co-hosting opportunities. There's some things to consider.
I forgot what I was going to say. Nah, that was smooth.
And I saw on your Instagram a crazy deal. It looked like a farm property that you were launching the other day or looking at. So, tell me about that deal. I guess, that's insane. Renting a whole farm in a Vincent.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it is a unique property within itself. So I had an investor contact me, they wanted me to manage their property for them. I went out with them, met them, and it's actually a farm property, and they're renting a cabin on one of the sides. It's a unique property. It's got a hot tub. It's like right over a barn. We're looking to implement livestock into it and make it a unique experience. And something like this, there's not a lot of competition, not a lot of comps for it. So you can kind of almost dictate the price, control the market on what you want to charge, being that you're one of the only competitors doing it.
That's insane. So that's like next level, man. So you can start with, 1-2 bedroom apartments or, single family homes. There's so many different types of vacation rentals. International. I went to London for 2 years back in 2021, and we ran that arbitrage opportunity from a Russian landlord and investor over there. You can go global with it too. Definitely make sure that you check the data, you run the data. Juan, tell me what are 2 tools that you use to run the numbers, and what are you looking for there?
My favorite tool right now is Price Labs. It's a pricing strategy tool. Kind of dictates nightly rate based on demand in the area, weekdays versus weekends, any holidays, any big events, and it'll kind of dictate price based on that, demand and obviously what your competitors are also charging. Another tool I really like to use right now is Hospitable. It's my property management software. From there, I'm able to use AI to message my guests for me. It also does the reviews for me. It saves me a bunch of time, being able to manage multiple properties at the same time, and allows me to not invest so much time into the business.
At scale, you definitely need these tools and technology, the right tech stack to be able to scale, right? Just make your life easier. The last thing that you want to do is create a job for yourself, right? You want to build a business, right, that self-sustains. And actually, when you're gone, you're traveling the world. Like I just came back from Colombia, Fort Lauderdale, this and that. Like the business can actually grow without you being there. It's more advanced now than it was 10 years ago. You got Ear DNA, you got Price Lab dashboards, you got STRIQ. You got Host League, SD, Hospitable, there's so many different tools. So you want to make sure that also too you know how to use those tools. So many people have Price Labs, but they still they're not managing it effectively, right? So tell me, like when you do your pricing and stuff, are you doing it like weekly and kind of monitoring it?
So I'd say out of all the tools and resources that I'm using, my pricing tool is what probably takes the most time out of it. I'm going in there to tweak my price maybe 2-3 times a week. It takes me about 15 minutes each time. So still not very heavy on my time, right? A lot of people, they say Airbnb arbitrage is saturated. Airbnb's it's not profitable anymore. I don't think a lot of people even know this exists. This is a very untapped business. These larger cities may be starting to get a little more saturated, but you're seeing a lot of these secondary markets, like Kansas City, Mobile, Alabama, Louisville, Chattanooga, different places like this, still very, very new to the game, and there's still a lot of opportunity to make good money. So I think anybody can really get into this, and what's really great about this business is it's something you don't have to be in the same city where it works at. So I've got multiple properties that I run. I live in Florida. I've had properties in Texas, Miami, North Carolina, and I'm still able to effectively manage these and not have really any issues just because we have the right systems, SOPs, and resources to kind of have them run themselves.
And some things too that you want to look at, like, man, great point. There's a lot of these like mid-tier markets or whatnot. The Oklahoma cities, the Tulsas, the Mobiles, Nashville's big, but it's still smaller, right? Chattanooga and all these cities. But you need to be able to know what you're looking for, right? So you're looking at listing count, right? So you can go on Airbnb and literally it shows you how many listings are in the area. Some of those cities have only 2,000 listings, right? Where you're in Orlando has 50,000 Airbnbs, right? It's a Disney, right? So I know Houston has 15,000 listings. Dallas has about 10 or 11. Right, so the tools give you all this data, and then from there you can look at, okay, you can establish yourself as a luxury player in those smaller markets, right? So it's less competition, and then you're launching luxury properties with deluxe amenities, and you can absolutely kill it that way. So,
Yeah, it's a lot easier to just rise to the top, be the top 10% in your market when there's just a lot less competition, right?
Yo, Juan, what's good, my boy?
It's good.
I appreciate you pulling up to Dallas.
I appreciate you having me.
How was the barbecue?
Barbecue was phenomenal. Probably one of the best barbecues I've had in all my life, to be real.
The dino rib.
The dino rib, the authentic Texas flavor, bro. It was a unique experience for sure.
Well, I appreciate you pulling up, bro. We're going to Sunday Night Football tonight. We're going to turn up, prime time. Let's go.